Hey, my name's Gowdy, and I'm doing my vlog for Mirror Mirror on the Wall dialogue. Um, I feel like we achieved dialogue because there were guy and girl voices, and they were both active in the conversation. So you got both sides of the argument, which helped us to be able to have different viewpoints from every angle of the situation, and it made it more realistic from a standpoint of like actuality and life because it was people from both sides talking about um, what it was like in their life. Um, there were active voices because there were some people that spoke literally constantly the entire time and had something to talk about the entire time, and there were people that didn't say anything until the very end when we broke up into small groups, and then they kind of had more to say after that. Um, but I feel like the more active voices, there were 4 or 5 of them, and it was guys and girls, so it was still representative of the group. And I feel like the active voices helped to move along the conversation, and the more passive voices helped to add in like every now and again when somebody forgot something important. So it was still useful, and both people had equal importance in the conversation. Even though some might have talked more, other people might have had more to say to actually like stimulate the conversation. Um, I would say that I was probably in between active and passive because I spoke a couple times, but I didn't speak constantly. Um, and I didn't really talk a whole lot because it wasn't really an area of expertise for me. I didn't really personally have a lot of experience with it, so I didn't say a lot because I didn't honestly know a lot about it, and I didn't want to say something if I didn't have something important to add. But I spoke every now and again when I had something to say, and then when we broke up into small groups, I kind of helped lead the small group discussion. Um, but I guess overall, I was more reserved than an active speaker. Um, just for that reason that I would rather somebody that has a great deal of experience with it talk if they want to than me talk when I don't necessarily like know as much as them. Um, this is in Library 100, I'm sure, because one, it teaches you how to step out of your comfort zone and talk to people that you don't necessarily know about something that's personal and that you would never talk to, probably to anybody, much less to complete strangers. But it helps you step out of whatever preconceived zone that you already had in order to be able to actually have the conversation, because you didn't want to sit there for 2 hours and nobody talk because that would have been awkward. So you have to say something, and it was important from that standpoint, and also from a standpoint of just building on what other people say. It gives you the ability to participate in a group setting like that and uh, figure out what your role is in discussions. And since we're doing this as freshmen, it gives you an idea at the beginning of your collegiate career, which you can use probably throughout your entire time in college, and you kind of know how you operate and what type of role um, you're supposed to play in discussions, because there's some people that definitely don't talk as much during discussions, and that's not a bad thing. It's just something that you need to be aware of. And if you are one of those people that don't speak a lot, something like this might help you a little bit build some sort of like more well-roundedness. And the people that talk constantly and don't give anybody else a chance to talk, this teaches them to um, be more quiet, I guess, and like willing to listen to different sides of an argument too. And something like this is kind of controversial. This was like body image. Um, so that was kind of controversial, and and for that reason there were different points of view, and you couldn't get into like a fist fight or an argument with other people just because they didn't agree with you. So something like this kind of sets the stage for future possible conflicts in other classes. Like if you talk about something else that's controversial like that, and this gives you the ability to like figure out how you're gonna interact and how to um, listen to all sides of the argument so that you don't um, jump to too hasty of a conclusion or uh, get into a conflict with somebody else. All right, that's it.